Thank you. Let me introduce Patract Labs first. We are a tech laboratory that provides solutions for the Polkadot WASM contract ecosystem. We hope to accelerate the transition of the smart contract industry to the WASM technology stack. As a member of Kusama and Polkadot consorts, we provide infrastructure level support of tools and services to the community, and the ZK is an important part of it. Patract won't issue our own tokens or launch our own parachains, but as the technology provider, helping the parachains of the entire community to integrate the WASM contract module developed by the Patract, and helping the entire community to develop a WASM contract more smoothly. Therefore, we organized the Patract Open Platform about 10 parachains and 4 dApps by now. Some of them are focusing on privacy and ZK. Before introducing how we support ZK support for Polkadot WASM contract, we need to first understand the architecture of ZK in Ethereum. So in 2017, Ethereum added 3 pre-compiled contracts of add, mul, and pairing of the BN256 curve. They are based on the Zcash library and run on the native layer of Ethereum. So developers can continue to use Solidity to write the verification logic of the circuit and the application logic, which run on the EVM virtual machine layer, and continue to develop some option programs for generating some proofs. At present, most of the ZK-related projects are chosen to develop on Ethereum because of the 3 pre-compiled contracts integrated almost 4 years ago. And the other tools was all developed by the community in the last 4 years. So therefore, we should first supplement Polkadot with such basic library support. The parachains in Polkadot ecosystem are all based on the Sub3 framework, with one more layer than the Ethereum contract, which is the runtime layer, based on the WASM virtual machine. The community can develop different types of contract models, including EVM compatible Frontier, Parity's WASM contract, or Libra's Move contract. So above the contract above the runtime is the contract layer. Also, although we only focus on supporting the WASM contract, but the support of native and runtime layers can be shared with other contract models. If a parachain project doesn't integrate the contract module, after auctioning a slot, they can only develop a small number of ZK applications by themselves. And if they integrate a contract function and provide the ZK capability of runtime to the upper level contract developers, they can support large-scale ZK applications and become a platform that supports ZK. So compared with Ethereum, which only supports an old BN256 curve, ZK Mega hoped to also support another more efficient BLS12 curve from the beginning. But later, Alistair from Web3 Foundation recommended the BLS12 377 and BW6 761 curves by using the Arcworks library instead of Zcash. So as mentioned above, we definitely hope to integrate the add, mule, and a pairing of these 4 curves directly on the native layer, and then provide them to the contract to call through a runtime interface and a chain extension step by step. Then merge our changes in the native layer upstream into Sub3 repo. Later, Alistair thought that there would be a lot of curves that can be integrated. So if each curve has 3 runtime interfaces, the number would be very large, and the entire Polkadot would also need to hard fork to support new curves. because the hot upgrade powered by the governance can only update the runtime layer running in WASM. Therefore, it is better to decompose the lower level shared algorithms of these curves and then integrate them in the native layer or the substrate primitive layer. So in this way, the interface will be relatively fixed, and the community can add the upper level curves at any time. But the detailed design remains to be researched. Therefore, even if we develop the native version, substrate won't allow us to merge. If native layer cannot be changed, we can also add a palette in the runtime, but the speed will be much slower. So we did the same work twice in the native layer and runtime layer. Just the native version cannot be used in the production level, production environment, but only used as a benchmark comparison with our runtime version. So now the ink can call these curves. So we also encapsulated an ink contract library, including a high-level group 16 verification function and 3 other small 2 functions, making it more easier to develop upper-level applications. These are the commonly used functions of existing ZK in Ethereum, which were previously written by the expensive Solidity. But now we use more efficient WASM or ink contract write, maybe 1 times faster than EVM. By benchmarking the basic units of these 4 curves, the runtime version is at least 5 times slower than the native version. It's a big gap, but still acceptable. By benchmarking the high-level group 16 verification function, the gap between the runtime version and the native version reduced to only 2 times due to the mixing of additional calculation in ink. And the actual consumed time is about 16 to 170 milliseconds, which is still far less than the 1 second of the block calculation time. So it's still is also practical. In the future, we need to work together with Web3 and the community to study how to design the runtime interface or substrate primitive to improve the executing efficiency of these basic libraries. This above work is our 0.1. So in 0.2, we added support for option tools. We migrated the famous ZKVs so that it can support ink contract and ZK Mega. We named this project as the Patract, which has also been released. Through the Patract, developers can easily do operations such as compile, setup, compute witness, generate proof, and export verifier, just like ZKVs. Our plan for 0.3 was to develop a sample ZK rollup transfer application based on ZK Mega and the Patract, but don't have time yet. So for anything else helpful for ZK WASM contract, we are happy to embrace it. Here are some links about our design, source code, and the report. We will share it in our groups. So, and if you go to our website, you can find more products related with WASM contract development. So, it's also very useful for ZK development. Thank you.